Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Richard Lost Podcast. My name is Julian. I'm here with my good friend Robert. How you doing, my man?
Doing good, doing good. I gotta say though, you showed me some pictures of a certain series.
Today is a sad day, my friends. Everybody out there. I hate to tell you I told you so, but the GTA remake is absolute trash.
It's so bad,
as we predicted on this show. Now you can know now that we here at Virtually Lost have our sources. We do our research. Okay.
Consider us industry experts.
But yeah, dude, I think it's actually worse than we thought.
Like, I'm be honest, it's so bad. It's just like, I would prefer to play the originals. It's like based off how it looks.
Yeah, the originals look like the remaster at this point.
It's gross because it's like really... some of it's clear, but it's not the way people are supposed to look for some of their designs.
They don't look human.
The anatomy on some of the people is ridiculous. It's some kind of like cartoon type.
Yeah, it really is. It's like they really threw out the kind of realism that GTA was trying to capture at the time, even though they couldn't because of technical limitations. But we were expecting GTA 5. We got GTA like -2.
Oh man, we got 2.1. We got the betas.
We got the beta of the original game. That's what they remastered.
Yeah, it was something.
So it was things like people's like arms looking like stretched out and like weird, right? There was there was a lot of pictures. If Robert has the time to, maybe he could put a couple on here, throw a couple on the screen. If not, you could search them up. They're everywhere at this point, all over Twitter, stuff like that. Hilarious, like people's faces looking like no features, just like plain eyes and mouth, and like they're looking like, "Hi, how are you doing?"
It's so bad. It's so man. Was it actual Rockstar, or was this given to like?
I think this was given to like a side developer. This is like a contracted developer to do this. Apparently, I think they also did the mobile ports, which is what some people think happened. Like they just ported the mobile ports over to the Switch and stuff like that.
Shit's optimized for web or something.
Yeah, shit's optimized for Flash.
Some Adobe Flash player for the game.
Yeah, dude, straight up. It's it's funny. It's sad because people paid money for this. It seems like they got scammed. But I think Rockstar took it off their own platform. They took it off the launcher or something like that to like patch it, I guess. I'm not sure.
A patch is going to take longer than the damn game development. What you mean?
Oh man, they could probably do something in 2 weeks that's probably better than this part.
Give me stick figures.
They could get one of the modders for GTA 5 to probably make the whole game for them and turn out better.
Oh, for sure. Modders do some crazy shit.
They could probably mod the whole game into GTA 5 right now and release it. It'd probably be better.
Oh man. Feel a bit bad for developers, but you can't put out a product like that.
It's like it almost seems disrespectful, man. It's disrespectful to the series at this point. It's sad. Mm-hmm. I thought Rockstar's reputation of releasing things was pretty good right now. I don't know if they released anything recently that was
most recent thing I can think of is the Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah, that one had some bugs. I know it had some pretty prominent bugs, but like nothing crazy. I mean, people still liked it. People still enjoyed it. I was gonna say the last thing I remember Rockstar releasing was GTA 5.
Damn. Well, GTA 5 isn't a one-time release with how often they put out.
GTA 5 is eternal, apparently.
Yeah.
It's like they just put this out so that people would just play GTA 5 again because they just wanted to play GTA.
To hype up GTA 6. This is an advertising piece. This is a marketing piece.
True.
They went in with a mentality.
They went in, we're never going back to those games, all right? They were actually shit.
Yeah, they were saying no publicity is bad publicity.
Yeah, truly. Truly. Speaking of bad publicity, YouTube's in the news. Because I don't think I've ever had a story with YouTube in the news that it's actually a good story. For some reason, YouTube has decided that because of like brigading, that's what they call it, like right lately, of like dislike bombing or whatever of certain, of certain creators and stuff like that. They are deciding to not remove the like button, but remove the count of dislikes, which is pretty useless considering that people have already come up with the solution of creating a comment on the video saying dislike, and if you upvote that comment, there's the dislike button. So I don't really see what this solves. Honestly, the most toxic part of YouTube is probably the comments. So if they, can't make a better bot to like filter out like, abusive comments, I don't really see if the toxicity leaving the community in any way.
I will say though, if I did see like 1,000 people who have liked a comment saying dislike, there's a good chance I'd still watch it because I think those people are a bit petty to put in that much work. Because if you're like going out of your way to do that, it's a bit much. Like, the dislike button's still there, so
yeah.
I guess they said it doesn't affect people's viewing habits, although taking it out. But I think there does need to be a good or a better. There's most likely a better solution.
Yeah, and I mean the creator can still see the dislike button. So if they're like dislike bomb, the creator's still gonna know. The person that's mostly affected. Also, it had utility. The dislike button had utility. I mean, a lot of people used it for the accuracy of a tutorial, for example. You could check the likes and dislikes and see if something was actually useful or not, stuff like that. So
all those Premiere Pro tutorials I'm learning. That's how I base it off of all these dislike ratios.
True. I don't know. I think that it doesn't really make sense. I don't think it really gets to the core of the issue. So
it's a bit of an unnecessary change.
Yeah,
I'd say.
Yeah, I agree.
But, we'll see. Maybe there'll come a time when I'm used to no dislike button.
Well, yeah,
or no dislike count.
I mean, I don't know. We'll see. What do you got, Robert? Anything new going on in the world?
Well, we got a few things. We got New World, the gaming, the MMO game we mentioned before.
The MMO that is like
it has a lot of problems. It had the deflation, I believe, is one. It had the problem where people could input code because part of the game was like built in with HTML. So like anytime people
like
typed
secure.
in chat, and then it had a money duplicating glitch. Like all this
took care of the deflation, but caused new problems. Right?
This is the second gold duplication glitch, although it's through selling or duplicating furniture and then I guess selling it. And like all these issues have been within like I'll probably say like 6 months max is how long this game's been out. And it's by Amazon Game Studios. And I'll say they are not building a good image of, I'll be honest, they're giving off incompetent vibes.
Yeah, sadly. Straight up. Yeah, sadly. Yeah, man. I mean, when you overwork your devs, I mean, as Amazon has the habit of doing, of overworking their workers, I don't know. Maybe stuff like this happens. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, a lot of people are like disinterested in the game.
Yeah.
Disheartened would be a better word. Because, especially if you had deflation as an issue and like gold was hard to get, imagine, I guess, just the cheaters having all of it. So
yeah, cheaters have all the wealth. That's not really fun. Not fun.
A bit rough to say the least.
Yeah. Well, in regards to that, another game company that is trying to come back actually from a really bad streak is BioWare. BioWare has had flop after flop recently. We had Dragon Age Inquisition. Was it Inquisition that was the BioWare?
It was. I bought it. And I was like, this ain't great.
Dragon Age Inquisition, Mass Effect Andromeda, which was garbage according to everybody.
I never played it, so I can't say anything.
Yeah, I can't say anything just because of all the opinions that were said. And then they just had Anthem, which got its patch canceled because it was completely bugged on release. No one could even play the game for like a couple days after release. It was that bad. And now they're trying to come back with their cash cow, Mass Effect. But apparently this is going to be like closer to the main story, isn't it? Isn't it supposed to be in the future of the main story?
I have no clue, actually. That's the thing I'm curious about. I just know it's another Mass Effect game, so I don't know if it's taking place back in Shepard's world.
Timeline?
Yeah, Shepard's world timeline, or if it's completely new,
completely new
setting, but with the same races.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
There's
I'm a bit skeptical because I remember when Andromeda was released, I was like, I'll wait on it a few months. Like I don't know how I feel about this one, and
you were right to
not
do
great.
That,
yeah. I think I have a pretty good eye on like telling on release if a game seems like it seems like it's gonna be good and if it's for me. Like I stayed far away from Cyberpunk because I was like, something's off about this one. I don't know what it is exactly, but it seems off.
I did buy Cyberpunk. I played like the first couple hours and then I had a really hard time with the glitches. They were actually hitting my PC pretty hard, so I had to play it on my laptop, and then that got annoying, so I stopped playing. But
any other games like that? Just like you bought it day one thinking like amazing, but it's just
it's all okay. I have a game for that, but it's also my most disappointing game of all time.
Damn.
I think we've talked about it in the past of like our most disappointing games, and I didn't have an answer, but now thinking about it, I have an answer, and that is the first Star Wars Battlefront that came out more recently, because they tried to kind of revive that series, so they brought it back in like what was it, like maybe 2015 on the Xbox One, around there, and it was absolutely garbage, and I got it day one because I was so excited because I love the old ones for the PS2. I got it day one. I was still in school when it was going to come out, so I asked my dad to take me after school, and he surprised me with the game. He picked it up before he picked me up at school. So I got so excited. I went home and played it. I spent like 3 hours having it download because the Xbox One was absolutely terrible at like downloading. And I don't know, it could have been my internet too, right? But I actually played the game. It runs like complete shit. It like the whole thing was that it could have like these 30 versus 30 like huge massive battles, and like you had to run for like a good 5 minutes just to find somebody else on the map. God, it was so bad. It was awful. It was an awful game. Anybody who says that they liked it or lying, because it was empty after like 3 months. It was straight up empty. All the servers were empty after 3 months. I remember like downloading it again like a year after it came out. I couldn't even get into a game. Like, there was no games. There were no games. A year out, I mean, like there's plenty of games now that you could still like a year out find some games, for it. Like every a little bit here and there.
Yeah,
but it's like
wait a few minutes.
Yeah, nothing.
There is a game that I could think of where I can't find a game, which bothered me. It was way like after it was released, so it's fine. But there is an achievement for the original Gears of War where you have to host and I think win 50 online games. And I would trying to get that way like past like when 3 was released, like probably I think the game came out in like 07. I was trying to do this in like 2015. Okay. So understandably so, no one was in these servers.
Yeah.
But I would just sit there as a host, just hoping that people would just join the game so I could get this freaking achievement. It never happened.
Yeah, I mean, you should have expected that, Robert.
Yeah, I mean, of course. But, there's a bit of hope.
There's a bit of hope, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Dude, I remember there was also something like that happened with like this like Transformers game on the Xbox 360. It was like War for Cybertron or something. It was actually a really good Transformers game that had a really good multiplayer.
What kind of game is it? Like,
It's like a third person shooter.
oh, okay.
Yeah, it was actually really fun, but like nobody played it, so it was like it was always empty. But actually, a very fun game.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of old series,
Yeah,
20th anniversary of Xbox, the original Xbox.
the
Was it
original
today?
Xbox. I think it's like the brand, the Xbox brand. Is 10
Oh,
years old.
Xbox brand. Gotcha.
Yeah, which is
And
crazy. It's
that
crazy to
is-
think that we're actually older than Xbox.
It's crazy to think that's 20. It makes me realize, damn, I'm 23. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Xbox has always been a thing like that's been talked about. Like I like my whole life, I've heard like Xbox being talked about by like groups of friends and stuff like that. For me,
Mhm.
I love the Xbox 360. The Xbox 360 was like my teenage years. Was the Xbox
Which
360.
iteration?
The what do you mean the Slim or
'Cause
something?
There's the classic, the elite, the slim. I think those are the three.
I think mine was the Slim.
'cause I
Yeah,
think-
because I got it a little later in the lifespan. Because I used to play. I played the original with my friends. That's the one I played first, and
Mhm.
then when I actually got my own was the Slim. A couple years later.
I think the slim avoided
Yeah.
the red ring.
Yeah,
problem
I
is
think
one
it
of the
did.
things.
I think it did, and it came in black, so it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Halo took
Dude,
that.
it's crazy how bad the original release of the Xbox 360 was. Like how
bad the console problems.
Yeah, like how bad the red ring problem was. Like everybody knew a friend that had a red ring. Like if you like everybody had a friend that their Xbox red ring,
Yeah,
and it was like
it's rough.
They had to like give out like millions of dollars worth of, it was like tens of millions of dollars worth in rebates or whatever, or exchanges or whatever you call it.
It was rough.
Yeah, it was pretty bad for the company, but I mean, still, I still love my 360 to this day.
Yeah, my brother's old Xbox 360 ended up being mine, but that one had that Red Ring of Death send in rebated, or not rebated. Got a replacement.
Yeah,
and then I had that one, and it still works with me, but damn, that thing could possibly overheat in like 4 minutes of gaming. It's ridiculous.
No way.
There was a time where I would if I booted up a game within about 12 seconds, it would overheat, and so I had to completely take it apart, like down to basically everything. I played Surgeon on that thing. It was a tough thing to handle. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was just taking apart every single thing, and I just
just
put it back together.
Put some wet towels on there.
Yeah, towels was a method.
Yeah, I remember that one. I remember wet towels, like you had to put it next to a window so it wouldn't overheat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was
There was
ordeal.
a whole bunch of like homebrew methods of how to cool down an Xbox 360.
I was just taking it apart, putting it back together, and I think it did it like I spent like probably like 2 weeks doing that.
Black Ops 2 was worth it though.
Black Ops 2, yes. I didn't play Black Ops 1 I did play Black Ops 1. I did play World of War was the one I never played.
Right. No, I played Black Ops 2. That was my jam back in the day. Yeah. Playing zombies on there, crazy.
I think for Call of Duty games, Modern Warfare 2 was my favorite. Although I was a degenerate player midway through.
Wait, why degenerate?
Oh, because like, after you've played the game for a while, like, you gotta have some fun. So I was just messing around with different things, like when I'd Prestige beyond that. And sometimes I'd just go around with a knife and I think it's tomahawk.
Oh, dude, you're toxic.
Then I would
toxic.
That's not even the worst one. That one I was at least had some skill expression. There are other times I just run around with one-man army, danger close, steady aim, and a Scar H with a noob tuber. So with one-man army, you can reload your class. Yes, I was a really degenerate player late in that game.
How old were we on there? I was like, what, like 14, 13?
Probably around that age.
Dude,
yeah.
That's like the worst type of game.
That's the game
everybody makes fun of.
I was scum in that game, and I'm like, I will say that has like gone into other games where I'll find different
like
thing,
cheesy methods.
different niche or cheesy methods depending on the game. Like the current Call of Duty that was not the one that just came out like a week ago. Was it Cold War that was out recently?
Yeah,
I would just run around with Tomahawk. That's just all I do. Regardless of the situation, I could be in Search and Destroy or in Domination. It's just, run around with Tomahawk, and that was
Tomahawk
just
across the map.
fun. Yeah, and that was it.
Yeah.
But it's always fun just messing around with something because,
That's true.
the gameplay can get a bit stale especially with Call of Duty games.
Especially with Call of Duty, yeah. I agree. But, yeah. I need to get a Call of Duty, like, just to try it out.
Hey.
Just see if I remember all the old skills. I remember there was this in Black Ops 2, there was this like little sticky grenade, but it was like just a flasher.
Semtex. Oh
no, but it was sticky, but it was like just a little electric charge or whatever that would
shock
stun
darts.
you. Yeah, something like that. And it would just shock you for like a quick second. And I remember somebody raging at me so hard because I got him like 5 times in the same little area with the same. He was like, "Man, I got it. You did good. Congratulations. Now just stop doing it. Just stop." And I got him like 3 times after he said that, and I was I didn't feel bad at all.
Call of Duty lobbies post game or pre game were always.
I think Modern Warfare 2 and Halo 3 were the worst, where they had the worst lobbies. Like, that's when like you were gonna get like verbally assaulted in those
it was rough in those lobbies.
Yeah.
I played with mic off.
Yeah, mic off. Yeah.
It was there was no reasoning with those animals. I swear.
Yeah.
We should we should go back to Halo. We should go back to Halo with.
Dude,
I think it was today.
Do you remember what game was actually pretty toxic too? Surprisingly, Titanfall, the original Titanfall. I remember people getting so tilted on that game. It's actually really funny. I don't know why. That game was just fun.
Why, when you said that, I thought of a game, but it's single player, so I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I thought of Viva Pinata of all games when you said that. I don't know
Robert,
why.
Are you getting tilted at Viva Pinata?
I don't know if it's like
I can't do the rhythm games. Okay, I can't do the rhythm.
I don't know.
Wasn't it a rhythm game?
There was I think one of the future games was like kind of like a spin-off but originally you were just farming pinatas. That was basically the concept.
I never got that.
I don't know why. I don't know why when you said that. I don't know if it's because I want to play the game again. Like it just randomly came into thought.
Oh no, I think I'm thinking of Parappa the Rappa or something.
What the hell is that?
That's like that's a PS2 game?
Parappa the Rappa?
You've never heard of Parappa the Rappa?
No. You also showed me some other game that I've never heard of today.
Oh yeah, I showed you the Tasmanian Tiger.
Never heard of that. I thought it was a Warner Brothers spinoff, I swear. Some Looney Tunes-esque.
Some Looney Tunes. No, it was a fun like little platformer a la Mario 64 kind of thing.
Never heard of it until then.
Yeah. It was fun. I played it on the original Xbox. It's the one game I remember playing the original Xbox. Speaking of Xbox, we were talking about Xbox. But yeah, it was pretty fun. It was like any one of those like 3D platformers of the era. Gotcha. Yeah.
Interesting.
And then with the main character with attitude or whatever, he was Australian.
Oh.
Yeah.
Tasmania.
Yeah. Speaking of Australia, didn't they leak something again? If you don't know, Australia leaks a lot of stuff. I didn't know this, but someone from Australia apparently leaked New Super Mario Bros. Wii when it came out. So they leaked Resident Evil Village. They leaked. I remember hearing
Super Monkey Ball. Or something?
Yeah, the newest one, the one that just came out, the remake of the older ones. It's all like the Australian ratings board. I don't know why they leak all this stuff. Like,
there's another one today, or not today, but within this week that came out. It was Atlas game. So we getting another Persona.
We're getting another Persona. Everybody's been confirmed. Persona 6 is coming out.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. They just have a bad history. Like, you guys gotta clean this shit up, or they just don't give it. They just don't care.
I wouldn't even give my game to the Australian ratings board at this point if I were a developer until after it came out.
Just delayed releases in Australia
true.
Every game. You get the game a year and a half after.
A year and a half delay as punishment.
Yeah.
But we're getting a new Atlas game, which could be anything. Atlas releases a lot of stuff. But tell me why it's going to be Persona 6.
It's going to be Persona 5 again.
Persona 5. Persona 5 for Switch.
Yeah, that's all it is.
That's all it is.
I'm excited. I'm excited if Atlas goes into more branches because they had Well, you've been playing.
I've been playing. I played a very small amount of SMT5, Shin Megami Tensei 5, because I say both of them because apparently some people don't know what that is. Because when I went to go buy it at GameStop, they looked at me like I was crazy because I wanted SMT5. They were like, "No, okay, Shin Megami Tensei 5," and no, it's like, do I have to spell it out? And then the guy next to him, like the guy next to the cashier was like, "Here, take it. This is what the guy wants." I mean, you work at a GameStop. Like, did you not see the thing that came in this morning? Because it was the day it came out. So
it was daily release.
Yeah, it was the day of release. They couldn't see like, oh yeah, we got this today. You know, in case anybody's asking for it, it's right here.
Bad.
I'm like, come on, you work at a GameStop.
Just know the games.
Yeah.
You don't have to have knowledge on the games, but at least be
just
aware
know
of what comes out.
You know, be aware of what people are going to ask for. Jeez. But I was just like, I was like trying to be really good with it. I was like, he's like, can you say it again? I'm like, Shin Megami Tensei 5, and I could just see his face. It's like, oh, this isn't helping.
This isn't registered.
Yeah, this isn't registered. I was just trying to be as patient as possible. Like at one point, I thought he was like looking at me weird because like I thought he didn't have the game or something. But no, this man just had never heard of a JRPG in his life.
You should have told him the Persona spinoff.
The Persona game, this Persona spinoff.
Yeah.
Oh, the Persona spinoff. Got it.
You should have said, "Oh, the alternative artwork." Yeah. Nah.
Persona 5 R2, please.
How is SMT?
I really like the gameplay. I mean, it is Persona 5-esque. Right? No, I'm just kidding. No, I think I've really enjoyed it so far. The atmosphere is super cool. The look of it is a lot different from the Persona series. It has a really unique art style compared to others in the same series. And others it has an updated style even to like Nocturne, so it does look a little bit different than Nocturne. Like, yeah, like it still gives me that kind of Nocturne vibe because like Nocturne and all those like Persona 3 and that kind of era of like SMT like has the same kind of look, and it feels like an updated version of that look. It's a little bit more like classic anime-esque. It doesn't look as kind of unique as like that era did.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's still really pretty. And it's fun. It's like fast and like it is really hard. Like you really do have to think about things a little bit more tactically. I like the press turn system. I've always liked that. I think they call it something different in Persona, but they still use that same kind of thing where you can gain moves by I'm just turning into Kotaku.
I was literally counting how many times I said Persona
5.
Yeah.
The one thing I am disappointed about, I think, is the only thing is that like there's like a really cool menu system in in other games in the series.
It's actually not part of the series, though.
Huh?
It's actually not part of the Persona series, though.
I mean, SMT technically. I mean, it's the other way around.
Yes.
Yeah. But it's hard to not say it. I don't know why.
Just say it. We all know what game you're referencing. The one JRPG.
But no, it's like all the Persona games have a really cool like menu systems.
They do. They're all very stylized.
And the one for SMT is pretty basic, I feel like. In comparison. But other than that, I think it's really cool. And also another thing I didn't like is that I had to download Japanese I had to go out of my way to download Japanese. It didn't come out of the box with a Japanese option. I don't know why.
I think that's normal. Persona
really?
was like that.
Really?
Yeah, Persona. I don't know about Royal, but in on original Persona 5, it's like it was a day one download that you can do. It was
Really?
download Japanese voices.
Interesting.
Yeah, I like that's an option if it's.
Oh no,
something
yeah.
that-
As long as it's there,
yeah.
obviously.
That's one
But
of the
yeah,
things that
it's really
pissed me
cool.
off.
It's cool.
Drakengard 3. Drakengard 3 has a $15 DLC for Japanese voices. Those animals.
Are you serious?
I believe so. That's one of the reasons I played in English. Is because I played what I had played in English. It was a DLC.
Although
for
I have
voice
heard
acting.
the voices for Dragon Guard 3. The English was pretty good, I think.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
But I typically like to play in the original recording.
Weeb.
I don't. No, it's like just whatever was originally done. I didn't watch Squid Game in freaking English. I watched it in Korean.
That's true. That's a good point.
Mhm.
You make a good point.
It's just because the direction of how the game or movie, whatever the media is that direction is kind of like
it's
looked at closely based off when it's in its development stage.
Mhm.
So localization will do their best, and I applaud them for it. But there's a little something about the original.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point.
Speaking of Atlas, though, I like 2 weeks ago, I was brought to Near Tears that Shoji Meguro left, the composer for Persona.
Yeah, and we talked about it on the podcast.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I found out this guy is just freelancing now, so he's still working with them.
Yeah, he's still working on Persona.
Yeah,
but he's just like not working at the company.
He's not.
Like, why are you trying to scare us like that, man?
Yeah, I was really worried on like where the music direction is gonna go, but he's still there. He's still gaining that paycheck, that composer money,
the Atlas money, or the Sega money, I guess.
Sega money.
Yeah, Sega money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, didn't we say last week that they're doing a collab with Xbox or something like that?
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
Sega is.
So yeah, Sega money, and they're about to get
Sega
more money.
Microsoft money.
They're gonna get Microsoft money. Oh damn.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
I'm expecting Persona 7 to come out.
Wait for Australia to release the details on it.
On Persona 7.
Mm-hmm. Oh. I guess I'll talk about it now because of music. So I've been listening to the Arcane OST, or the Riot show Arcane. It's OST.
Have we talked about Arcane on the show yet?
We talked about Arcane last week, I think.
Oh yeah, because we told everybody. You told everybody to watch Arcane.
Yeah, I forget if we mentioned it 2 weeks ago where we hadn't watched it, and then last week because I'm currently up to date with the show.
I'm not.
Highly recommend.
Yes.
I was listening to
I watched the first episode. It's pretty good.
Did you finish the first episode? Because I remember.
I don't think I have.
I remember you mentioning that you're like you got midway through it.
I've been busy.
I don't care. No. The OST though, I think there's a song that should be listened to, regardless of whether or not you watch the show.
As a human, you should listen to this.
It's because it very much sounds like a Motown duet, which is a very it's a genre that you don't get much influx of music in these days.
Right? Yeah. No.
Yeah. The song is called "Our Love" by Jasmine Sullivan and Curtis Harding. So take that moment, listen to it, give it the 3.5 minutes the song is, and I will say though, I can't. I have to. I love the cinematics in the intro of Riot or of Arcane.
Okay.
But damn, I can't listen to Imagine Dragons
every single time.
Every time. Oh, this is another thing that's not spoilable about the show.
Yeah.
In like episode 5 or 6, they put Imagine Dragons in the show like as background characters. I'm like, nah, dog.
Oh wait, actually Imagine Dragons?
Yeah, like it's like yes. They're in the show like as background characters that don't say anything. It's like when you're walking past, it's just a band and you could tell it's supposed to be them.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how I felt about that one.
Are Imagine Dragons like real big League fans or something?
I don't know. I don't know if they've done previous recordings with it, but I just know they sing the title song for this.
Yeah.
The show is great though. Like
I've heard a lot of great things about the show.
First batch, like a 9.5. Second batch, like an 8.3 to like an 8.7.
You know what's crazy?
Solid.
You know what's crazy? Garnt or Giga, or he actually, I've seen clips of him talking about the second half of Arcane so far. He said that it was like god tier.
Really?
Yeah. So
I'm
I need to see it for myself now.
Yeah.
Now I'm curious.
Yeah, I have some misgivings, but like it's still great.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I will say though, it has an amazing villain. The villain is genuinely amazing.
Interesting.
Boy's just getting, yeah. He's
but
just
don't spoil things.
Yeah, no, nothing's happened. But yeah, it's like no, he's just like such a good villain. Like it's a hard time to come by villains at this time.
True, I'll give you that for sure.
Sometimes like you don't really understand their plight. Some of them are just disinteresting in general. Some of them just seem incompetent. This guy just, he's got it in spades.
Yeah,
got it in spades.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Looking at you, every Avengers villain.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's true. Exactly.
True.
They're also foreshadowing like with future seasons.
I've heard that. Yeah, I heard that.
Probably gonna be in like the different regions of League, because that's kind of like
of the world of League or whatever.
Yeah, because like right now it's the Piltover Zon. That's the cities that they live in. So it's probably gonna go into a different region next if they do another season, which it looks like they should.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. Cool. I just play ARAM. I don't know much about League.
Hey man, if you want to get into League esports, because you bought a jersey.
I bought a jersey just because I like the jersey. I bought a Team Liquid jersey, a League Team Liquid jersey. Even though I've never seen a game of the LCS.
Hey, they have a stacked roster this upcoming year.
That's why I bought it.
I will say, if you want to get into League, it's so spicy right now. The offseason is amazing.
Talk about it, Robert. Give me the rundown.
Dude, it's
the drama. You know me, I love me some drama.
Like coming from the NBA, which is also like it's basically a soap opera in terms of NBA offseason. League is like that right now. I don't know if this is how it was in previous seasons, but this is like my first offseason watching League. And it's just so spicy. Like each region has some stuff. Like LPL or China's region. Apparently two of the teams of like the 13 are disbanding. One of them like won the mid-season tournament, but they have I forget, they have a huge debt. I forget how much it is, but it's in the millions.
Debt, like actual
Yes. So
damn.
Yeah. So they are putting their org up for sale, and like someone could buy it, because that includes like player salaries, staff salaries, like all this. The whole shebang. Wow.
So it's like the thing that they can't pay those salaries, so they need someone to buy it so they can actually pay the salaries.
Yeah, it's that, and then all these other expenses. And then there's like Korea, which just came out because like free agency opened today, November 15th at like 5 p.m.
Is this like other sports where it's like free agency is the only time that people can move?
Yes, everything could be speculated up to today, because I've told you like some news every once in a while, but like today officially open where moves can officially happen. So another thing that happens similar to other sports is Korea's like big piece of spicy news is like a bunch of teams came out saying that there was tampering with some of their players, because
tampering with the like drugs or like
tampering, player tampering, where if a player's under contract, other teams can't approach them directly.
Oh no, I've never
without without getting the current org's okay. So that was happening. Like the biggest players in that region are under free agency. Chovy, Faker's probably going to stick with T1. He has ownership in the company.
That would make sense.
Showmaker Canyon. Yeah. So that's kind of like the spicy thing over there. EU, there's contract jails where it's like
because this actually might get me to get into this it.
Like right now, EU has like a few super teams. G2 has a notorious contract jail situation though. Like it seems like it's a recurring thing, I guess, for them, where they made a clause where one of the players who's playing in NA for this year, Perks, they traded him from G2 to Cloud9 last year.
Right.
and it was a 3-year contract, and there was a specific clause where he cannot go to Fnatic, another European team, for those 3 years. And it was an agreement that they made specifically. This year, he's going back to Europe under Fatality. But then G2 also had Reckless, who had a bottom laner who had like a $1.5 million buyout, and they weren't planning on starting him because they're choosing another option. So there's a chance that he could have just been on the bench the entire time without playing because of his huge buyout that the company org wanted for him for his contract. And so
wow, that's
Europe's league right now. And then NA, amazing, absolutely the best season. This quote cracked me up when I read it. The best off-season region in the world, and the gap ain't closing. It was a quote about NA. Because meanwhile, so much spicy news with super teams happening. Liquid is becoming stacked as hell if the roster moves they make.
It's becoming Golden State Warriors in, what was it, 2017 or whatever?
I don't know. No, I don't even know what to say, because it's like they replaced one player that I'm like hesitant on. Bjergsen was a big a storied League of Legends pro in North America. He was under TSM, but he's going out of retirement and he's joining TL, replacing Jensen, which I'm like a little iffy on, because Jensen was one of their better performers at Worlds. It's possibly a side grade if anything. They're getting a player from Europe as an ADC, but that's not the reason why NA is like carry.
Spicy.
It's because of TSM, the natural implosion, because Double Lift and the CEO have gone into a huge back and forth, whereas like
interesting.
I forget what started it. I don't know if it was Double Lift. Oh, Double Lift criticized TSM. He's like, I effing hate TSM, trash org. And then the CEO, or
is he still technically? Is he saying this while he's still technically with TSM?
He's a streamer under TSM. Like it. And the CEO, I think his name's Andy or Reginald. I don't know if like Andy's a nickname. Was like Double Lift's just, or basically the TLDR of it. He just said Double Lift's just salty we didn't explore him as an option for this year's team or last year's team. And then Double Lift went back and was like, hey, I actually want to clarify my statement. It was kind of wrong. It's not that I hate TSM in the org. I just hate the CEO. And people are questioning that same question, like, you are still under TSM, right? And he's like, well, yeah, it's because like he's basically said this is a mutually beneficial like arrangement where he's popular regardless. Like it's not the TSM name that's bringing him viewers.
Double Lift is just popular,
because
he's a streamer as well. So right,
or he was a pro, and he's like regarded as one of the best for North America.
Right.
So he's like, it's mutually beneficial, if like so be it. And TSM dropped him like a few days after, but
damn.
But Double Lift went on before that in his second post about it, or stream, where he was just saying like the CEO like verbally abused players to the point of crying, and like all of the laundry came out like of past videos. Like there was some that were still on the old TSM channel from like 2014 where
of him yelling
basically like people who were just like almost to the point of tears, and the guy's just like, he's an asshole. That's all it is. Like he'll just constantly poke the bear, and once you think like a conversation's over, he'll just keep bringing it back up.
That's
and
really bad.
In the end, he's your boss, so
you can't say much.
Yeah, you can't say much.
Yeah.
And the president, I believe, is I believe Lena is the president. She put out a statement saying, honestly, the most level-headed statement out of it, because she's actually Double Lift's girlfriend and also the CEO's ex-girlfriend. She made a statement saying that this is just an argument between two people with huge egos, and it's like
messy.
She said, Double Lift's right in certain things, but the way he said it was wrong. And I forget and she said like, I still hope you can support the org because she is the president.
Right.
But she gave the best statement out of all of that. But damn,
so
it was
messy.
Every day it was just a new thread of like this.
We love
spice.
it. We love the messiness. We love the messiness. That's the spice of life. It's a little bit of messiness.
But yeah, it was a good thing that came from that is that people are more aware, and I'd say today are more caring towards how abusive
how how players are treated, or how
because like one of the interesting things that is crazy is like some of the threads people are like, yeah, I just thought we all knew Andy was a dickhead and just accepted it. And it's just like, no, some people weren't aware. I was not aware this guy was such a maniac.
Yeah. Wow.
And it's glad that someone was vocal on it.
Yeah.
And it's so, not all bad. But sheesh. That's quite a big thing.
That's quite a story. That's quite a story. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you, this shit was spicy going into it. I was like, is every off season like this? Like it's no kidding that NA is, it's the king of off season.
Oh man.
They don't make it out of group stage, but they're champions. They're champions where it matters.
Where it matters. Okay. But I have a question for you. You told me today that you spend like 20 hours this weekend playing one game. Little King Story. Yes. A game from, I was like, what, like 2010? For the
early Wii game.
Early Wii game.
Yes.
So we're talking 2007, 2008. I
think I was with you when I randomly remembered the game. I was like, I'm gonna get this game.
Yeah.
Because like it was just a random like moment where I was like, wait, I remember a game from the Wii, and I tried looking it up, and I just remember you were a king, and so I looked up, king game for Wii, and like I remember seeing a picture. I was like, oh, it's that one.
Yeah.
And it had a port for Steam, or I could buy the game on. It was like $15 on Steam or $30 for the original copy on Wii. Yeah. So I was like, I'll risk it on Wii. I'll roll the lotto whether it's a good port or not.
Right.
And I spent 20 hours playing it.
You spent 20 hours, but then you tell me that the port is terrible, absolutely awful. Yes. You can only play it 1 out of 40 times that you booted up the game.
Yes, I know what I said. Thank you for giving the description. No, yeah, it's an amazing game. Possibly like a top 5 game for me.
Oof, that's big words.
It's strong words. In terms of story, it's just, or it's not like the direct story. It's a lot of the behind the scenes that's like really good. Because the gameplay is very much Pikmin-esque, where you are controlling what would be Pikmin. You toss Pikmin at enemy. This one you're controlling your citizens.
Your citizens, yeah.
Yeah, and gameplay, it's all right. It's fun. It's enjoyable. But the story is where like I think it really shines.
Really? Okay.
And one of the things that's like I still don't know if this is like a game that was meant for kids, because there are sometimes like undertones where it's like it seems like adult humor or just like adult philosophy. Like there's sometimes some bosses that make you like deep think even today. Right. And the difficulty is actually pretty damn hard. I'm like, God, I'm playing on normal difficulty and I'm like constantly fucking resetting.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's like a kid game with like, how you go back to Cartoon Network, watch humor and like, oh, that's a double entendre. Yeah. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that style.
Yeah, you watch some old SpongeBob episodes, or you watch some old, Yeah.
Or if it's the other way where it was adult game but stylized for a kid's story, which is who the perspective of the game is from. And either way, it's been really fun. But yeah, I have to talk about the port. That's why. Like, I wish I could recommend this game to everyone, but not the port. The port is tragic. When it's running, runs perfect, like seamless.
Right.
But every time you boot it up, you have like a 1 in 40. I'll sometimes spend like 10 minutes just rebooting the game, trying to get it to play.
Yeah.
and I either get through, which is 1 in 40, either the game crashes on when I'm loading up my save, or 3, the game boots up, but there's no audio, so I have to restart it. And
Damn.
that's where a lot of the problem comes from. And one of the actually nuances that I just remembered is when you when you're not fighting a boss battle and you do a game over or do a reset, it takes you back to the main menu and you're back in that 50-50 whether or not it crashes on the load or not.
No way.
Yeah. So if
That's
the thing
crazy.
is, I've reset a lot because unlike Pikmin, all of your villagers have names.
Yeah.
And so when one dies, I'm a bit sad. So most of the time I'll go back. I'll have a save.
The old Mass Effect.
Yeah. Because it's actually pretty heavy. Like for a kids game, or what I think is a kids game.
Yeah.
Let's say someone dies. The next day they'll like send they'll send you a message saying like, hey, we're having a funeral for this person at the church at 9 a.m. Go attend it, or please attend it. And you're just sitting there like, damn, this person's dead.
No, I was thinking Mass Effect, but it's more like Fire Emblem.
Yes, it's more like Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
No one dies on this ship.
No one dies on this. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So far, possibly like a top 10 game.
Dang. Well, all right.
I don't know if I said top 5 earlier. Top 10. I have to think about it. There's always a time when I'm playing a new game where it's like amazing. So but I think I'd be strong to say it's like a top 10 for me.
Okay. There you go.
Damn,
So
such a good game.
Wow.
Damn.
Well, I don't know if we had anything else to talk about today. Oh, I'm currently downloading, or I've already downloaded the Halo multiplayer that came out today. So.
Oh, the Infinite,
Infinite beta. So.
Multiplayer beta, free for anyone. I think the actual single player game comes out in like December time or next month. So if you want to play some Halo, hop on
those old lobbies, get some nostalgia.
I wonder if is it all the old Halos or is it just the current one? I'm pretty sure it's just the current one, right? The Infinite multiplayer.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Damn, I haven't played Halo in a minute.
Let's play some Halo.
I think the last one I genuinely played was Reach. I played 4, beat the campaign for 4, but Reach was...
I played the campaign for 4, and I played online for a little bit. Yeah. There was some cool, what's it called? Forge games on 4.
Forge is so fun. Forge is great.
Yeah.
Man, that was those were good times.
Yeah, those were good times. Yep. Oh. I agree.
Yeah. I gotta say, though, I think gonna end this episode. I might play a game of ARAM as a relaxer.
We'll see what happens. We need to stream that one day. Stream some our games of ARAM.
Dude, if my PC could handle streaming it, I would be open to
and if my internet could handle it. Your PC, my internet. Yeah. Well,
right, you want to sign us off?
Thank you everybody for watching the Virtual Les podcast. Get out.
This has been episode 29. We'll see you next week.